Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel, and I want to give a warning at the outset. There's a strong possibility that during the course of this latest Moon Lambeau hot jam, you may feel compelled to bash your own head against a wall in frustration. So what I'm going to do with you in this video is I'm going to share with you some conversations that occurred on Twitter, and a Ripple employee actually had a back and forth with some people here, and I find it highly entertaining. So I want to share with you the conversation, and I'll inject my thoughts along the way. But it's funny because, look, for so many people, XRP, I believe anyway, will be life-changing in terms of the opportunity presented. If price goes where I think and hope it will, then yes. And I will be clear also, since I said something like that, which is a bold statement, I think it's fair to say. I want to be clear. I don't have a financial background of any kind. I'm not offering financial advice here. And so you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. There's nothing special about me. I'm just a dude on the internet who may or may not be wearing pants currently. Like, you do not know what my current pants situation is. And my name is Moon Lambeau. Even if I were offering advice, would you want to take it? That should be a firm no. That's gotta be a hard pass here. But look, still, this is fascinating because I really do believe that so many people are going to make life-changing wealth with XRP. There's so much opportunity here. Meanwhile, there are so many Bitcoin maximalists out there that they have a wrong view, in my estimation, of what's actually going on here. And I think some of the I'm happy to take on critique about Ripple or XRP, this or stuff, this or that. It's perfectly fine. Critique's fine. But some of these people, you can tell in the way that they articulate their position, that it's really not about getting to the truth. It's like something doesn't emotionally feel like in line with something that they want to be the case. And so whatever they have to do to just push through their viewpoint, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. It doesn't matter if what they're stating is grounded in reality. What's more important, it seems to me, is their ideology. So you may recall, you may have seen one of my videos, I guess it was like a day or two ago, where there's this individual named Kyle. And at the time I highlighted some comments from Kyle. I said, hey, I may be making a video about additional Kyle comments over the weekend, and this is it. This is it. This guy. Nothing against him personally. I just, in reading through what he has said, it's like you will want to rip your own hair out. You will. And so Frecky, XRP community member Frecky, did a screen grab of part of a conversation. And he highlighted me, and I shared this yesterday, so I don't really want to go through in depth anyway what I already covered in a very recent video. But attorney Jeremy Hogan was talking about how at a recent pretrial hearing, 4,000 XRP holders jumped in, listening to the pretrial hearing. That's they maxed out the system here. Because obviously XRP holders are not on the side of the SEC. They do not feel protected. I don't feel protected by the SEC and their charges against Ripple claiming that XRP by its nature is a security. That doesn't make any damn sense here. And so this guy named Kyle saw that, retweeted it, and wrote, "See, Ripple has nothing to do with XRP." And he was being sarcastic here. And then he wrote, "The court had to increase capacity for the Ripple versus SEC case because XRP holders definitely aren't expecting returns based on the operations of Ripple's common enterprise." And so basically what he's getting at there is this idea that, of course, the reason that they're there is because Ripple, this is evidence in his eyes that Ripple did offer XRP as a security, and there's this close tie here. But here's the thing. There's overlap, like Ripple's utilizing XRP as a bridge currency. I get that. Of course, that's awesome. I love that. But, this idea that that Ripple's a common enterprise, as he's stating here, it's absurd on its face. The reason that XRP price rallied, or I'm sorry, not rallied, when it it's rallied recently, but when it crashed in December, you could say, see, there's evidence. You could say that's evidence that Ripple and XRP, come on, it's a security, clearly. Why else would the price of XRP tank otherwise? It's the same thing you can point out here. Why are all these people in this court case? But the reason it happened, both of these happened, is because the SEC is making the allegation that there's a tie. The SEC did it. Okay? This is not evidence of anything else beyond that. And so to me, he's just looking at it wrongly. So he's entitled to his opinion. Again, like I said, nothing against this guy. He's just wrong. He just is wrong. And so let me go ahead and highlight this thread now. There's a guy named Ash who wrote the following: 14 reasons Ethereum is a higher upside treasury reserve asset than Bitcoin. Now, I didn't read the rest of his thread. That's not the point of me making this video, so it doesn't matter. But a guy named Zachoshi, Z-A-C-H-O-S-H-I, on Twitter responded to that. And this is where it gets interesting, because ultimately a Ripple employee jumped into this conversation. So Zachoshi responded to that and wrote, "Start from the very beginning with the Ethereum pre-mine, which was insanely centralized and greedy. Distribution from the very beginning is very important." Then he writes in parentheses, "See Ripple and XRP." And so to me, this is a rather unsophisticated way of looking at reality, looking at what's actually happening here. Start from the beginning. Because look, any cryptocurrency that's not Bitcoin, I mean, of course, there can be some exceptions, but if you're talking about altcoins, in many cases, like just about all of them really, isn't there some sort of entity that is financially benefiting from the sale of a cryptocurrency? Because it's certainly true of Ethereum, what's happened with the Ethereum Foundation. It's true that Ripple, although they did not create XRP, they hold a bunch of it and they have sold it to profit, but they've also been benefiting the XRP ecosystem. And so here he's stating that this results in centralization as greedy, and it's centralized and greedy as a result of this. Well, mind you, Ripple has no special permissions over the XRP ledger. And with Ethereum, and admittedly, I'm not as well versed on Ethereum. I hold Ethereum. But, there's no central entity that controls Ethereum either. So in terms of centralization, that's not true. So what this individual is citing as centralization, it's actually a concentration of XRP that Ripple holds. That's true. That happy to acknowledge that. That's fine. I found that as a positive, actually. He wouldn't. Okay, fine. We can talk about that too. But same with Ethereum. And look, I don't know how much Ethereum the Ethereum Foundation has, because they're not as transparent as Ripple. But in terms of greed, my gosh, guys, at inception, think about this. At the inception of these blockchains, let's talk about XRP specifically, because I don't want to go off in too many directions. It was known how much XRP was held by who. At the beginning, XRP was worth zero. It was worth $0. And once it did get listed on its first exchange ever, you couldn't force people to purchase it. You could not extract money from them unwillingly and say, here's XRP, I am taking the money. These are willing participants, right? And to call this greed, that doesn't make sense when you're talking about an asset that was worth $0.00. So they had the majority share, and they still do, but at the time when it was started, they had the majority share of XRP. $0.00. So that's some greed right there, isn't it? Yeah, some serious greed of something that has literally no market value. It's worth $0. That's some serious greed, isn't it? Now, obviously, I'm being facetious. That's not greedy at all. People you can look at what's going on. And as long as there's no fraud or anything or shady going on, there's as long as there's sufficient transparency, of course there can't be anything going on that's wrong. You're like, nothing about this is wrong. Because if people did not like that distribution, they didn't like the initial setup, nobody could force them to jump in and hold XRP. Nobody could force them to build on top of the XRP ledger. Nobody could force them to do any of this stuff. There has to be actual value. It has to be perceived as valuable in order for those things to happen. And if humans have decided that, and everything's happening in a transparent way, what the hell is the problem? And so that's why I'm saying nothing against Zachoshi either. This is an unsophisticated way of looking at the world. It's like when you if you create a cryptocurrency, and Ripple didn't create XRP, it existed before Ripple, but even if you created a cryptocurrency, like, you get to decide the terms, you get to decide the rules, you get to decide how decentralized or not it is. Whether it's centralized, decentralized, you get to choose all of that, and then people get to respond to what you did and decide if they're going to participate. That's how it should be. What is unjust about that, right? And so somebody responded to him and wrote, "You do know that over half of the entire XRP supply is controlled by Ripple, right?" And then somebody named CryptoApe jumped in and wrote, "There's a reason the SEC is calling it a security. Ripple Labs created 100 billion XRP out of thin air, 56 billion still owned by Ripple that are constantly being dumped. Ripple is the definition of centralized. They control all the nodes and have zero transparency." Okay, they do not control all of the nodes. And luckily, this is where Ripple employee Matt Hamilton jumped in. So here's a Ripple employee dropping the science on CryptoApe, who, does not know what he's talking about, is just spreading absolute nonsense. And Matt Hamilton wrote the following. Nope. XRP was created before Ripple, the company, existed. The XRP ledger is decentralized. Ripple do not control all the nodes. Ripple controls about 1 to 2% of the nodes. This is all transparent and public. You just need to not ignore it and pretend you can't look it up. Now think about this. In a world in 2021, when we have effectively the sum of all human knowledge at our fingertips via our smartphones and our stupid little pockets, you can't look this up. Like, are you telling me you can't figure this stuff out? Like, you're just spouting nonsense. This is what Matt Hamilton said here. Ripple employee Matt Hamilton stated is verifiably accurate, provably true. All right. Zakoshi jumped back in. Oh, good. Yay, Zakoshi's back. And he said the following. Do you believe Ripple's distribution of XRP is fair and right? Now, I already said my spiel on that. Yes, it is. I will argue this to the death. XRP's distribution is fair and right. Because the market decided. And those people that had a problem with it, they didn't have to participate. That's awesome. Same with Bitcoin. If you don't like the way that Bitcoin's distributed, you don't have to participate. If you think it's unfair that those people that are operating mining facilities in regions of the world where they have the great benefits as a result of energy costs, this or that, if you think that's unfair, you don't have to participate in it. You could have any number of reasons, right? And so those that want to participate, they should, and many of them are. Well, there you go. What the hell's wrong with that? So Matt Hamilton responded with the following. Ripple employee Matt Hamilton. I think it is just as fair or right as any other system. E.g., I think it is better than Bitcoin's system of the rich get richer and everyone else has to carry the baggage for the system forever. In the case of XRP, the Genesis wallet was open and anyone could withdraw XRP from it. It was worthless at the start and anyone could have any. Those involved at the start allocated a bunch to a new company to use it. And everyone implicitly agreed with that at the time. Yeah, so there you go. That's a good word to use. Implicitly agreed. And if you didn't like it, you didn't have to participate. And some didn't like it, and they didn't participate. Awesome. That doesn't mean that there's greed or something going on. And what he's talking about here, by the way, and this is fascinating. I first found out about this probably at some point last summer. I made a video about it. I found out about this from David Schwartz, who's Ripple CTO, co-creator of the XRP ledger. There was a point in the early days before XRP was being traded on exchange, like it was, I believe it was the actual final version, and of XRP, and before it was being traded anywhere, you could actually go in, and I don't know from a technical perspective how this is done. I just remember David Schwartz talking about it. It looks to me that's what Matt Hamilton is talking about here. You could actually go in and take XRP for free. Now, mind you, it was worth $0, so nobody gave a damn. You could take it, but that sounds like an annoying hassle. Right, doesn't it? When it's worth nothing, like, fine, we have the benefit of hindsight, and we know what the market cap of XRP is today. We know what it's worth today. We know that it ran up to almost $4 a few years ago, and now it's close to half that, which is still awesome. Like, that's a lot more than zero. And there's a lot more potential in the future, I think, anyway, in terms of positive price action. But just setting that aside, you could have gone in and taken however much XRP you wanted. Okay, because people are just testing it, they were testing the technology and playing with it effectively, right? So if you're a developer, you were interested. Some people did take it, and they did play with it, right? But again, it was worth nothing. So what about this? What about this stage in the game? What about that is greedy? Good luck making an argument. Good luck making a compelling case that the free asset, it's greedy, that the asset that's worth nothing, quite literally, is held, a majority of it's held by ultimately by Ripple. Okay. Super greedy that they took the $0 value and made sure that they got most of that $0 value. What's anything times zero? I'm having too much fun with this. What's anything times zero? It's zero, guys. Come on. I'm not a math wizard here, but I'm pretty damn sure it's zero. So now we get into this thread with Kyle Gibson, and this is a fun one. This is good here. My gosh. And you'll see the behavior that you'll see highlighted here. It's pretty common. When they're asked a direct question, but they don't want to answer it, you have to ask it multiple times, and you are going to see that here, which is a little annoying. So hopefully you guys haven't bashed your head against the wall yet. Warning, though, even if you haven't, you're at an increased risk level right now, because this is a ridiculous. Okay, it really just is here. So here's what Kyle Gibson wrote, and actually part of this Wait, did I? Yeah, here we go. So the first one I already read. The court had to increase capacity for the Ripple versus SEC case because XRP holders definitely aren't expecting returns based on the operations of Ripple's common enterprise. So I already shredded that whole thing. Now, Francis Coppola, who does not like Ripple, does not like XRP, and has written, it may have been for Forbes that year. I'd have to go back and look, but she wrote some serious nonsense about how XRP functionally isn't useful. And so then I always go back to, okay, well, Francis, what do you know that Ripple's customers utilizing on-demand liquidity, which means they're using XRP as a bridge currency, what do you know that they don't? What is the benefit that they believe they're getting that they actually are not getting? Could you articulate that, please? So anyway, I talked about that way back when it happened. Maybe in like 2019 or something. I can't remember. And so then sarcastically, she wrote here, XRP is not a security. And so you can see when they want to sound like they're speaking a little derpy, like da, 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 they'll do the uppercase letters and mix with lowercase letters. And I've done that before too. It's kind of funny. And so it's intended to be sounded as follows: XRP is not a security. They want to sound a little bit derpy. So that's what she did there. She's being sarcastic, wrote XRP is not a security, but she believed firmly, obviously, and incorrectly, that it is. But so anyway, Matt Hamilton, Ripple employee, jumped in there and wrote correct because XRP is not a security. If you take it at face value, that's correct. So, now Kyle jumped back in and responded to Ripple employee Matt Hamilton, who he has demonstrated that he knows very little about Ripple and XRP, but really wants things that aren't true to be true, as you shall see here. Again, your head is at risk here. You may bash it. So Kyle said the following: LMAO. You don't find it weird that the branding is Ripple? And then a link to ripplex.io. So RippleX is the part of Ripple that's formerly known as Spring, which is used as a funding mechanism for all sorts of developers that want to build on top of the XRP ledger, which is awesome. Like Coil, they've gotten backing from RippleX. All sorts of different developers have gotten backing from RippleX, and so it's amazing, frankly, that so much of, like, if you want to call it like the profit that Ripple's realized through the sales of XRP, they just threw back into the ecosystem. Now you compare that to Bitcoin with the Bitcoin miners. Once the miners get their fees, what do they do with them? Are they throwing that back into the Bitcoin ecosystem to encourage development or anything? Are they pocketing it? You guys know the answer, right? They're just pocketing it. Okay? So if you compare it, there is no comparison, right? Anyway, Matt Hamilton responded to that and wrote the following: the branding of what? Are you saying you find it confusing that Ripple brand themselves as Ripple? Who else would you like Ripple to brand themselves as? And this is the part where it just gets like that. Kyle responded to that and wrote, funded by their sales of the decentralized XRP, LOL. And then Matt Hamilton, noticing that he's now intentionally not engaging in the conversation, answering the question, responded with the following: stick to the point. What is your concern that Ripple brand themselves as Ripple? Who else would you want them to brand themselves as? Kyle responds, I'm concerned that they lie about independence of the XRP development from Ripple's business. So he's going off again on a whole different thought process. Matt Hamilton didn't like that, and rightfully so. He responded with the following: how does Ripple branding themselves as Ripple support that view? Because look, he's just dodging this because it doesn't make sense. It's a bogus, stupid position, frankly, I think. Kyle responded, should be branding themselves as XRP. Think about that. He's arguing. You guys see this, right? Kyle, the sophisticated, elegant Kyle, arguing that Ripple, the company, should be branding themselves as XRP. Now that's a first. That's the first time I've ever seen somebody make that claim. Now that is funny. So we wrote, should be branding themselves as XRP, or have kept with the branding of XRP as Ripples. Matt Hamilton responded with the following: so let me get this straight. You think that Ripple branding themselves as Ripple makes people confuse Ripple and XRP. And your suggestion is that Ripple brand themselves as XRP instead. Do you want to think that through a bit, perhaps? Obviously, if you're calling two things that are completely different the same thing, whether they're both Ripple or they're both XRP, that is stupid. STOOPID, stupid. Kyle responded to that. Yeah, since I said they've lied about the independence of XRP to create this opportunity to sell unregistered securities. Worked out well for the people at the top. And Matt Hamilton responded, lied how? Lied about what exactly? It really seems like you are the one who is trying to conflate Ripple and XRP. And then Kyle responded, have you read the complaint? And shared this little snippet here, which I'm happy to address. Here's a little snippet from the initial complaint, the SEC against Ripple. It reads as follows. Internally, Ripple executives frequently expressed concern over XRP's price and planned proactive steps to protect the market. Now think about this. Ripple, one of the things that I've been stating I think is valuable is that Ripple, even though they have no special permissions over the XRP ledger, they're a responsible, you can call them, even if you want to call them like a benevolent whale, which is a phrase that XRP community member Galgatron coined. Fine, that's fine. A benevolent whale, because they have so much of it. Cool. Like you can call them that too. Of course they care about the price action of XRP. They've got the most to lose if this goes south. Why wouldn't they be talking about this? Of course they're talking about this. And so then the complaint reads as follows. For example, in an August 12th, 2017 email to Ripple Agent 2 and Ripple Agent 3, and I don't know who they are. I didn't want to pull up the whole complaint just to look that up. It doesn't matter for the sake of this video. But anyway, so again, for example, in an August 12th, 2017 email to Ripple Agent 2 and Ripple Agent 3, Garland House raised concerns about XRP being squarely left out of a recent market rally and asked whether Ripple's recent XRP sales were impacting the market. He instructed certain Ripple employees to proactively attempt to increase speculative trading value with positive XRP news. And so think about that first part there of that, okay? Garland House raised concerns about XRP being squarely left out. So they're concerned about their power over price manipulation in terms of XRP, because here's the thing, and this is provably true. XRP is following the rest of the asset class. If we're in bull mode, XRP is in bull mode. Not down to, like, everything doesn't tie perfectly down to the second, the minute, the week, all that. You know, you've heard me say that before, right? But still, the whole market moves in tandem, right? So, you know, if there's a concern about XRP being left out, that's because from May 2017 through December 2017, while Bitcoin was rallying, XRP traded sideways for half a freaking year, right? And so XRP did follow the rest of the market ultimately, but it stayed traded sideways, consolidated longer than many others. It just happened to. So XRP is correlated, but out of the top 10 cryptocurrencies, it's the least correlated to Bitcoin, but it still is correlated, right? And so it's fair to ask also, it's reasonable, because even if you don't want to, like, if you don't want to mess up the XRP ecosystem and you want to be a good steward, is there any harm in asking, okay, what about our behaviors? Is there a chance that what we're doing right here is in some sort of actual measurable way impacting the price of XRP? That's a fair question, actually. If you're Ripple, that's a fair question, right? Now, the answer ultimately is no, because it's such a tiny percent of XRP sales. But assuming this is accurate and Garland House asked that question, that's reasonable. Okay? Like, what would functionally be wrong with that? Now, as far as instructing Ripple employees to proactively attempt to increase speculative trading value with positive XRP news, I don't know what that means. I don't have the specifics, so it's hard for me to comment on that. But Ripple has made it pretty clear, just in general, and Brad Garland House may have been one of the individuals that stated this, like, they prefer to have, like, not that they can control this, really, they prefer to have, rather than extreme volatility, a more stable XRP price. But again, with how volatile the entire asset class is, it doesn't functionally matter. So anyway, I just wanted to highlight that. I'm not afraid to take on this like the scary sounding stuff here, because he probably felt like when he posted that, oh, I got the silver bullet here. I'm like, okay, buddy. All right, Kyle. Damn it. And look, there's probably some people out here listening to this named Kyle. So, like, the fact that this Kyle in this video is talking like this, don't let this make you hate every Kyle. This is just one Kyle, okay? Just to be clear. Now, Matt Hamilton responded to that, Ripple employee Matt Hamilton, and he said, how does that support your claim that Ripple lied about their independence from XRP? Kyle responds, gonna take that as a no then, LOL. You should read it. And Matt Hamilton responded, I have. I'm asking you how you think that supports your claim. And so then he cited here, so section 189, wait, is that the same thing as what I just read here, 189? Why isn't this loading? 189. Oh, no, it was after that. Okay, so then he's citing a part that wasn't in that screen grab. This is part of the complaint. And I'm going to assume that Kyle accurately copied and pasted this. He could be wrong, but I'm just going to take it at face value. That's probably too much, right? That's probably not safe now that I think about it. It's Kyle. Guys, it's Kyle, right? Anyway, defendants did not disclose publicly this XRP buying and selling strategy. I don't know for sure if that's true, and even if that is true, Ripple's still the most transparent company in blockchain, like on the entire planet. There isn't even a close second. So the fact that we don't know every single bit of internal communication of what this private company is doing doesn't bother me. They're still extremely transparent. And then he also wrote here, but Ripple did publicly tout other actions it was taking to support XRP's market price, including to limit XRP supply or to create scarcity through XRP buybacks. Now, part of that I know is true no matter what, even if he didn't properly copy and paste here. I'll assume he did. It might be too much, but Ripple's made it very clear in their XRP markets report. These are quarterly, mind you. They've made it very clear that they're limiting who they're selling XRP to because they don't want to impact the price of XRP. And so it's only a little percentage of volume, and they've gone to great lengths to make sure that they're having as accurate information as possible so that they don't sell a greater percentage based on trading volume that they otherwise intended. And so then Kyle wrote, lie after lie, like I said. And then he shared this. Garlinghouse did so while repeatedly touting that he was very long XRP, meaning he held a significant position he expected to rise in value without disclosing the sales of XRP. Look, I've talked about this before. So Brad Garlinghouse did sell XRP, and by the way, before it had its greatest rally in history, so that's probably regrettable if you're Brad Garlinghouse and you sold before. But anyway, maybe he sold some along the way too. I don't have the specifics. It doesn't matter though. Look, I've said for a long time, this is part of his compensation, XRP, right? That's my understanding, correct? And so if he wants to sell to adjust his risk exposure, if he wants to sell some of it, just like Jeff Bezos sells some of his Amazon shares, every single year, I don't have why would I care? It's not impacting the global price of XRP anyway. It's not enough for that to even happen, So it's none of our damn business, frankly. It really is none of our damn business. And you can be long something while selling some of it to adjust risk exposure. That's perfectly reasonable. And so again, he's making claims that there were lies. There were no lies. Matt Hamilton responded, what lies? Again, you still keep avoiding this. Kyle responds, you think hiding from the public that Ripple was offering bribes of $1 million for XRP listings, handing out XRP at discounted pricing to create artificial liquidity isn't lying? Point to me when Ripple wasn't lying about XRP being decentralized. Look, as far as Ripple handing out XRP, they sold it to willing participants, and sometimes there could be discounts, volume discounts. Volume discounts are a normal thing, right? Based on a lockup period. Now, here's the thing. Frequently, even if you got it at a discount based on the locking period and the fact that lockup period, based on the fact that that, and then the fact that you're in a bear market for most of the last 3 years, even if you got the quote-unquote discount, by the time the lockup was over, if you purchased that from Ripple, it was probably worth less than when you purchased it. But still, I don't have a problem with volume discounts, whatever. Who cares? This doesn't matter, right? And so then Matt Hamilton wrote, the XRP ledger was up and running before Ripple even existed. This is all pretty easy to understand, but you find it strange that Ripple brand themselves as Ripple, so duh, And then Kyle wrote, you don't find it strange that Ripple lies to its investors and the public about its sales of XRP, okay. And then Matt Hamilton responded, what lies? There are no lies. Kyle wrote, that XRP is decentralized, ? And Matt Hamilton wrote, it is decentralized. There is no central authority on the XRP ledger. That is the entire point of it. And then Kyle wrote, Ripple is the authority. They own the majority of its base asset, and its executives took steps to manufacture a market for it. Oh, look, another lie. So he's just not getting this. Willing market participants can choose to build on top of the ledger and purchase XRP if they so choose. And given that there's sufficient transparency here, I don't see a problem with any of this. But the idea of Ripple being the authority, they have no special permissions over the ledger, so he's just wrong on the facts here. Matt Hamilton then wrote, why are you pretending that owning a majority of the asset makes you somehow the central authority of the network? You are aware that the XRP ledger is not proof of stake, right? And then Kyle simply wrote, I'd ask why you're pretending this is anything but securities fraud, but I already know. And so there he dodged a question again, and Matt Hamilton, at least to this point, has not responded. So guys, now that we're at the end of this latest Moon Lambo jam, is your head okay? Did you bash it against the wall? Let me know in the comment section below. But this is fun. I tell you what, I have fun shredding this stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this too. I don't make videos like this all the time, but they're fun. I think they're fun. And now we can just place these comments from Kyle directly into the Moon Lambo wood chipper squarely where they belong. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo.